Hey everyone, your designers are here.
I'm Anita at Cedar Hill Farmhouse.
And I'm Yvonne at Stone Gable.
And I'm Kelly at My Soulful Home.
We have tips and tricks and decorating advice for you today, so let's get started.
This is episode 193, Natural Fiber Rugs. And the show notes for today's episode can be found at decoratingtipsandtricks.com/193.
Hey girls, love me some natural fiber rugs.
I know. They're just such a neutral palette, and it's such a smoothing designer look to a room. And they used to really just be a kind of a designer thing. But now, word's out, and they're very, very popular.
And the texture, you cannot beat it for texture.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Well, so let's talk a little bit about each type, and then we'll go into a general discussion about all of them.
Okay.
So I wanted to start out with jute rugs, and I know these tend to be, they're made from the stalks and not the leaves, so they are soft, but not so durable. So Kelly,
they're my favorite though.
My favorite too.
I love a jute rug. It's soft. It even if it has a lot of texture to it, it feels sort of nice underfoot. It does break down. I must say that.
Yeah.
And you have to be willing to vacuum it.
Yeah, I love the jute rugs. They're the ones that I have had are chunky, and they have such lovely tones in them. You know, there's the highs and the lows. It's almost like they got a great highlight job. Like, they're just beautiful.
That is so cute and so right.
And they're pretty inexpensive, as are most of the natural fiber rugs, but I really, really like the jute. And I have had some very uncomfortable rugs that we can talk about later, but the jute, and I can, I'll put in the show notes links to the ones that I have purchased, so you know that they are going to be soft underfoot. And the only thing that if you're going to layer a rug on top of a chunky jute one, sometimes it's just a little too thick to do that well, so you have to think about that. But
can I add in, when you're talking about layering on top of a jute rug, a hide looks excellent because a hide is just so thin.
Very thin.
I have that in my living room.
And so do I, and I love it.
So, and just keep in mind, though, they're not really that great for a high traffic area, because they do break down. So.
Right. Mine are in my living room, and so it's not that high traffic. But here's the one thing about jute, and I don't know if Yvonne has had this experience too. Yes, you do, can vacuum the top, but because it's kind of thick, what happens is that the fibers fall out into the bottom. So if you lift up your jute rug, you're like, whoa, like what is going on under there?
You look like the dirtiest housekeeper ever.
Exactly. Or if like the dogs run and the rug shifts a little, I'm like, oh my goodness. But it goes away after a while. So don't be surprised if you get a jute rug and this happens. You just pull it back. And I don't use one of those sort of rubbery pads or any sort of rug pad under it because I'd rather just be able to clean it off the floor. So I vacuum, and then I'll actually just wipe it with a rag so it's really all gone. And after, I don't know,
do you pick up the whole
several
rug?
Months, I fold it back, and then I fold it back, and then I fold the other side, and I fold it back.
Mm-hmm.
Now my living room rug is really big, and I've not gotten to the center of it yet. So I probably have like a little pile. However, I've learned that if you keep it vacuumed, and I do vacuum often, or I tend to vacuum often, it really cuts down on those fibers. I noticed that when I have a lot of family or guests for the weekend, that I sort of by Sunday want to run my vacuum over my floors.
Wow.
But now it has little hairs.
How old are your rugs?
The one in my kitchen is not jute. I have one in my family room, my foyer, and my living room. And my family room gets the worst of it. So that's probably maybe 3 years old.
Okay.
My living room and my foyer, probably a little over a year. And but I don't mind it because I just vacuum in general, and it's such a beautiful look, and they feel so good on my feet. And, we've been very pleased with their durability.
Yeah. And we've had some spills.
Oh, I want to hear about that.
Yeah, we've had some spills, and really all you have to do is get on it right away. And if you blot it up, it comes out.
That's what I was reading. We've never had a big spill, but on a jute rug, but they were saying to blot. And then they were saying use one tablespoon of vinegar, 1 teaspoon of dish detergent, and 2 quarts of water. And put a clean rag in there if you can't get the spill up, and use and blot that into the rug, which I thought was really interesting.
What a nice recipe.
I've not done it. I must say that. It's untried, but I went to a reliable source to find out how to clean it.
Oh, nice. Well, are we ready to move on to sisal?
I can't wait.
Well, this is my favorite, and this is what I use at the farm. So this is going to be more durable. It's better for a high traffic area, but it is going to be more coarse than jute. And, it's recommended that you not use it for stairs because they can be slippery, but it's definitely something that I love. I love it's I think a little flatter than the jute.
It really is.
And ours did do a lot of shedding at first, but the interesting thing is that after maybe a year, it stopped doing it. So, it's a little different than the jute as far as that goes.
Yeah. As far as jute is made from the same fiber as burlap. Like Anita said, it's from the stalks, not the leaves. And then the sisal is made from the agave plant. And that's something that rope and twine is made out of. So if you think about what it would feel like to walk on, rope or twine, so it's a little bit different. But I mean, I don't think it's uncomfortable to walk on sisal.
It is not uncomfortable. I have one under my kitchen table. And it's very flat, and it's beautiful because it's actually they have woven the sisal into, they almost look like squares, and they're really pretty. It's a nice design, and it has a binding tape, a wide binding tape finish on all of the edges. And it's very durable because our dining room chairs slide back and forth over that. The only thing is I have had a spill, and I don't know quite how to get it up. It's not very big.
Well,
so
try
do
your
you have
recipe.
any ideas? I will definitely try that. But I just wonder about how I've never, done anything much to it other than try to blot it. But maybe I will try that.
Yeah.
It's a tighter weave than the jute. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and a lot of times it has a nice edging, a fabric edging around the rug, whereas the jute, I think, tends not to have that edge.
Yeah. I see. We can talk about that later, but I'm not a fan of the border. But
I do like it. And mine, it almost reminds me of, it's a binding tape, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks
Or sometimes they do it in leather, too. Cool.
I haven't seen that, but I'd love that. Wow.
Okay. Are we ready for seagrass?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this tends to be more stain resistant, durable. It's going to feel better under your feet than the sisal. And it's great for, kitchen and baths areas where there's going to be spills. But it's not really that great for outdoors. So Kelly, what do you have to say about it?
Yeah, well, the seagrass, I have never had that. To me, it has a very coastal look, which, it's almost a little too coastal for me, but I could see applications where it would really work. So given the choice, I would go jute or sisal instead. That being said, I think it can work in a lot of decors. It is non-porous because it's made from grasses that are grown in saltwater marshes. So it's non-porous and water resistant. So if you had a spill, certainly if you left it there for a week, you'd have a problem. But if you can get to it right away, it probably will bead up on top of it initially, right? Because it is water resistant.
Wow.
The thing about it is, too, it has a little bit of a sheen. And being made from these the saltwater marsh grasses and stuff, it has a little tinge of green that's going to fade to a khaki. So you're probably not going to get the sort of whitish, light colored sisal that you might be familiar with, or that sort of warm, honey, weedy jute color. If you're going for
or the variegations that a jute can give you.
Right. It's going to be more monochromatic in that khaki.
I've been looking for. We're still in the process of redoing our main bathroom. I'm waiting for our estimate to come in because we're doing a really beautiful big shower. But we have hardwood floors in that bathroom. It doesn't get used that often. But I was thinking, well, from your description, maybe a seagrass, small rug in there would really work. Because, I do put down a bath mat outside of the tub. But I think for just practical uses in a bathroom, that might be an excellent choice. And I do love the neutrality of it. I really like those neutral rugs. I don't really want to call attention to a rug in the bathroom because our focal point will be the shower. So that will
and it's a nice
awesome
thing. So, it's not a traditional bath mat. So I think that might be fun where it's not so bathroomy looking, a little more dressy.
And that's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for anything that looks like, okay, this is the bathroom. We have a built-in something that almost looks like a piece of furniture and sink. And we've got a lot of marble in there. So that would be something that I'm really looking for. Wow.
All right. Well, the next rug type we're going to talk about is hemp. And the interesting thing about hemp is I've just started eating it for breakfast.
Do you know that hemp is made from cannabis? So I'm not sure what's going on at your breakfast table.
Hemp hearts. Hemp hearts. No. Hemp hearts. They're
hemp
hearts.
Very high.
They're very high in protein.
That's why they're so popular.
Yeah, they're very high in protein. Oh,
hemp
stop it.
Hearts.
You haven't seen those?
Is that a euphemism? Okay.
No.
Hemp hearts. I'm going to look that up.
Oh, stop it. Anyway, so it's a health food thing, but but you can also get it in a rug if you don't want to eat it.
Right. You can lick your rug.
But if it catches on fire, you're all going to be high.
Oh, stop it. So this is it's really sustainable. It's mildew resistant.
I can go on. Don't roll up your rug. Oh my gosh.
And don't let your dog eat it.
Oh my gosh. And don't let your teenager sit on it.
Oh gosh, stop it. Well, the restaurant down the street had hemp brownies, and I was wondering. I thought, what kind of brownies are these?
You live in a hip community.
I told you I did.
Oh my goodness.
Houston's way more hip than I ever thought.
Well, where I live, it's very hip. Yeah.
Wow. Be careful when you get your tea and brownies, Anita.
Yeah. Exactly. Anyway, so it does tend to be coarse, but it softens over time and does shed. But I've never had a hemp rug. Have either of you ever had one?
No, but we may just look into it.
You sold her on it.
But isn't California a state where you could actually smoke your hemp rug and be
yes,
legal?
I think so.
In a pinch, you could if you're having a bad day. I think of when I think of those hemp rugs, I think more of like doormats. Am I missing something?
Like those bristly ones?
Yeah, the bristly ones.
Well,
I don't.
Core.
I've never had a hemp.
You're probably thinking of the core ones.
Oh, so that's core. And so hemp would be more like woven like a seagrass.
I think so, but we'll just skip over hemp and on to the core.
We've had an awful...
I think Yvonne's very interested in it.
We've had an awful lot of fun with the hemp today.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, core. Right. That's
Send
the next
me some
one,
hemp
right?
seeds.
Yeah, so the core is what you would see at a front door. So it's, the bristle, it's like standing straight up. It's like grass, but it's not comfortable grass. So it's real stiff. And that's what you would wipe your shoes on. So that's
it's made from coconut husks.
Yeah.
I
so
love
not
that.
comfortable at all. You would not want to walk on a core. You would not want to put core in a living room area. It's really for a door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I just interrupt for a second? Wasn't there one that you used, Kelly, that used to call like the cut glass rug or the
yes, that's what I was just going to talk
rug?
to. Yeah, the rug of nails, which is akin to the bed of nails. Yes, my family and I doing the research for this podcast. I have now, with I would say 98.5% certainty, determined that the rug of nails was made from abaca. That's ABACA. Okay, because it was just called a natural fiber rug. And in the little picture on the internet, it looked like a jute rug. it was markedly less expensive. Even though jute rugs are not that expensive, it was less expensive and it was the right size. And I purchased it for our last house thinking this is going to be great.
Did you get a good deal on it, I hope?
Well, I got a good deal. As I said, it was very inexpensive, but I had to pay people to walk on it. I mean, it was like nobody would walk on it. Don't you just love a great recommendation from a friend? Well, we're delighted to be recommending these companies and their wonderful products to you today. And let them know your friends at DTT sent you. Go ahead, clean out your closet, then head straight to Quince. I love every item Quince offers, from wardrobe to decor. And I can really recommend their Ultra Stretch Super Wide Leg Pant at $49.90. The price is unbeatable, and the look is so flattering. It keeps you in on top and flares out of the bottom. Everything feels right with Quince. The price, the quality, and the sustainability. Quince offers a range of luxury wardrobe and home goods at prices within reach. And like Quince's clothing, their home goods are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. Once you've cleaned out your closet and refreshed with Quince, you can also add something to your home decor. So give your wardrobe and your home the refresh it needs with Quince. Go to quince.com/DTT to get free shipping and 365-day returns on your next order. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/DTT for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DTT. And let me know how you love those pants. Pesto pork chops over Parmesan polenta. Not that easy to say, but oh so easy to make with Green Chef. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit company for eating well, and we have such a great deal for you. You're going to save $250. Listen on for the details on that. Green Chef makes eating well easy for any lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. You know, we're getting into the busy holiday season, so it's a perfect time to have Green Chef help you out. Let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season with their chef-crafted, nutritionist-approved recipes featuring fresh ingredients and nothing artificial. And you know what? You don't have to lose track of your healthy eating habits during the holidays. Every Green Chef customer gets a free session with their registered dietitians who will walk you through how to make clean eating work for you. So sign up for your free session and start on the road towards better health today. And that deal I want to tell you about, visit greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. So that's greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. Be careful is the lesson, because if you look on the internet, you say, oh, natural fiber. And I think sisal, in a sense, more so than jute or core or seagrass, has kind of become the catch word. So it's kind of like the Kleenex of, natural fiber.
Everybody, they're not all the same.
Everybody just calls it, sisal. Sisal. Oh, you have a sisal rug. But really, now, we know, and now everybody who listens to DTT knows the differences, and they can be important differences, especially when you're talking about, durability, stain resistance, and comfort, because this read the fine print. If it says it's made of Abaca, do not get it because it's stiff. It is chunky in that jute sort of way, but it doesn't feel like anything like jute. So I buy this rug. It's big. It comes. And now I was going to put it, we were changing.
And you're so excited.
I'm so excited. And this is going to be great because you really need a rug. Mm-hmm. And it was going into a room that had initially been a playroom, then was a home office, and now was going to be like our casual dining area. So it was a space where people were going to do homework, and it was just going to be this great family space. And I was so excited about the purpose of the room. And this rug comes, and nobody wanted to go in the room because seriously, like walking on nails.
And you couldn't sit
Did
on
the dogs avoid it?
Probably.
And we didn't have even Emmett then, I don't think.
Wow.
Maybe towards the tail end.
You don't have it anymore?
No, I had to get rid of it. So then it came here with that. We rolled it up and I was like, you know me, I don't want to get rid of anything. I'm like, I'll figure something out. I mean, if it was hemp, I could have invited people over. We could have had a party.
Yeah, that's true.
It was a baka. What am I going to do with it? So I roll it up and I'll find a place for it. And so then I thought, I'll put it here on the porch. But as soon as it got wet, it smelled. I mean, even just the edge of it, it smelled so badly. So that is just one to avoid. I apologize for any of the Abaca farmers or salesmen out there, but I'm sure there's another purpose for that grass rather than rugs.
Some things should just not be made into a rug. Let's face it.
That was super bad. So, as I said in the beginning, jute is my faves for lots of reasons, but it's definitely sisal a close second for me.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
And I don't like the border, but you guys sound like you do.
I do like the border.
Yeah.
It depends on your decor. Just remember though that the one thing I really love about natural fiber rugs is they are sustainable fibers.
Yeah,
and
it's so green.
Mm-hmm, it is
but,
literally sometimes it is so green.
I was just thinking about what we've talked about with the layering because I ended up with a rug in one of the bedrooms that's really beautiful, but it's a little smaller than I really want it to be. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, that would be great layered on top. Maybe I'll try, the jute this time.
Mm-hmm. This is in a bedroom?
It's in a bedroom.
Does that bedroom have a long drop bedspread that you may have created?
Oh, we know that one well.
Well, I just want to let everyone know it's very exciting in the publishing industry and the world at large that Anita's new book, her second edition of French Accents, is available now. You can get your hands on it. You can open it. You can read it. You can stick Post-its in it. You can drive to Anita's house and ask her to sign it. And it has in it so many beautiful photographs, and it's so well written. And I really appreciate a well-written book. And this particular tutorial for the long drop bedspread, the people have been just pounding at her door for. I mean, really, everybody asked about it. So it's a long drop bedspread tutorial that you can make from drop cloth. So what does it cost you to make it, Anita? Like $40
about
or
something? $40 you can make it with the pillow shams.
Put in a post on your blog that has your bed in it so people can see it. But here's the big good news. This is a second edition, everybody, which means that her first edition sold out. That's how popular it was. This is a big, big deal. So kudos and hats off and lots of love to Anita because this book you will love. And I was very lucky. I got to write a review about it. And I'm very fussy about my reviews. I want them to be on point and not misleading. And I had so many good things to say about this. So Anita, we are so proud of you.
Awesome.
And so make sure you get your hands on this book. So let's get back to our sustainable fiber rugs or natural fiber rugs. Let's talk about some of the great reasons that they work in our house. And I'm going to talk about the first one, the price for the quality. I mean, price / quality. I always think, well, if the price is great and the quality's poor, it's not worth it. But the price is great and the quality for most jute rugs, I've only had one that I thought wasn't up to par, but I have a lot of jute in my jute and actually sisal in my house too. The price, you cannot beat it, especially for a larger rug. If you want to put a rug under something or cover a room, or I'm just looking for one now for a bedroom, because I didn't really have anything on the floor and it really needs a sisal under there. You just can't beat it.
Yeah, no, it's great. And it's as I think I mentioned, it's the texture that really gets me. It just does so much for a room, whether you're having it live alone or you're going to put a rug on top of it. I think you can't beat it, particularly for the jutes, because they're my faves, but sisals as well. And all the other ones just lends such depth to your decor.
And they're earthy and organic feeling. So they, and even it goes with any style, to be very honest with you.
Yes.
So if you want to add a little bit of that organic feel, I had a black and white striped wool rug in my foyer that I loved. And I thought I'd never get rid of it. But I put a huge sisal rug in my living room and put my black and white striped zebra hide over that. And then I just thought, wow, it did so much for that room.
It's beautiful. It's really pretty.
Thank you. I bought the exact same rug for my foyer. What a difference.
Well, and it's like you said, I mean, not only does it go with all types of decorating styles and it goes great with mine, but also if you're really neutral, I mean, it's got lots of textures. So, if you go with the sisal or jute or whatever, if you go with a natural fiber rug, almost any color is going to work well with it, and you can completely change your colors in your room, and you'll never have to change that rug because it clashes.
And here's another thing. If you have a rug you love, like we have, the most expensive rug we ever bought was a rug to go under our kitchen table, and it was a red Oriental. And I mean, it was really beautiful. Not sort of a normal Oriental that you think of, but it was like a beautiful bright red mostly, and it's rolled up and sitting in my basement. So I'm thinking, I've got to use it. So I'm going to probably in the fall redo a room that's over our garage. We call it the suite because it has a connecting bathroom. And I'm going to put down a huge sisal rug in there, and then I'm going to put that red Oriental on top of it.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah. I mean, so it doesn't have to be a hide, or it doesn't have to be something that's modern looking. This is a very beautiful Oriental rug. I'm going to stick it right over it. And I think it will really also it'll update it as well.
Yeah. And we talked several times in other podcasts, I think, about, when you want to get that designer look, what are some things to do? And we gave great tips. And one of those tips is to layer your rugs. So if you're not layering your rugs and you want to try it, going with a natural fiber underneath what you already have, as Yvonne is just explaining, is a great way to get that designer look, because it's just taking it up a notch. It's adding that extra bit a layer and texture and interest to your room. And it's a really easy way to achieve a higher end look or a more interesting look. So for a couple $100, you can, just make sure that when you're deciding to layer, you're taking into consideration the rug you want to put on top of it. You don't want just a tiny little border. You want some significant real estate sticking out on the natural fiber when you put the other rug on top of it. So that may mean you have to get, up a size.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. And that's such a beautiful way and so inexpensive. It's kind of like an extender. You put the...
good point. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get that great, big, get the huge size natural fiber rug, and then you can get a smaller, fancy, expensive decorative rug to go on top, and it's going to work beautifully. And yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's going to be a lot less expensive than buying the expensive rug in the bigger size.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent point.
There's just so many pros. I mean, look how it warms up any room. It just brings so much warmth to a room. Just the color, because you can get rugs, natural fiber rugs that are from very ivory all the way through like the beiges, sometimes on the gray side, the tan sides, all the way to something like a jute rug, like you were saying, Kelly, that has tones of maybe I don't even know what to call it, like a coppers and browns.
It's like honey and wheat and copper. So pretty. And some of them take the dyes better. In my reading, I understand that sisal really takes the dyes nicely, and that kind of makes sense. The seagrass doesn't really take it, as we said. Makes sense. It's water resistant, so it might be somewhat resistant to the dyes, or might take it in a patchy way. But definitely sisals and some jutes. There's a really nice chunky. To me, it looks chunky enough to be a jute. Off the top of my head, I can't remember what they're calling it, sisal or jute, but Pottery Barn does a really nice gray one. And it has tonality in it, almost like a heathered look, the darker and the lighter grays. It's a really, really pretty one. And the thing I don't like about I guess it could be fun. And I've seen some of them in like magenta. That wouldn't be my look, but like, again, if you were doing something really fun and
I
it's
think
a
if
great
you want
pop,
magenta, I'd probably just go with wool.
That's what I would do.
Yes.
But you know, the grays and the natural colors, I think that's probably the way I would go. The thing that I don't like about the borders is I think it's just like a stop for your eye, you know, and then is it whatever border, and jute is not normally bordered. Maybe because it's the thickness.
That's true. It's not. Yeah.
Yeah. Sisal and seagrass seem to be the ones that you see bordered a lot. I think it's a stop for your eye. Well, particularly if you're layering. I don't think I'd want to see the natural, then I'd see the border, then I see the other one. But it also, if you choose a color, it's then tying you to that color. Like maybe your accent color is red, but then in 3 years you want your accent color to be blue.
Go with a border, I think, that's as close to the
neutral
rug color as possible. Because I agree with you. You don't want a border that's a very different color than the actual rug. And the other thing I was going to say, kind of hearkening back to what Yvonne said about how she has the rug, the natural fiber with the hide rug. She has the zebra print rug on top. Is if you want to use a hide rug, a lot of times they're very irregular. And if you're putting them under a table, often they tend to be a little bit smaller and oddly shaped from what you need. So that is such an excellent way to, as we said, extend the rug, is to put the natural fiber under the hide rug. I think that's just such a great thing. And you can also layer hide rugs, but if it's not big enough, just go with that and it'll work beautifully under a table.
And here, let's just talk for a minute about just some of the things that you might want to be aware of when I don't want to call them the cons of natural fiber rugs, but just some things. Sometimes, like we were saying, like Kelly's rug of nails, sometimes the texture can be very scratchy. They lack that softness. But that can be easily fixed by knowing the kind of rug you're getting, what the sustainable material is, and having an idea in your mind that, okay, let's go from jute to sisal to seagrass to abaca and then decor. So just keep that in mind. But also, I've never heard of a magenta dyed natural sustainable natural fiber rug, but it does have a limited color palette. If you're thinking like, oh, I want a navy blue rug, I didn't know you could get navy blue sisal, but the color is just very natural. It does have a lot of color, like I said, from within like that ivory to almost a brown, but that's the color you're going to get. But if hardwood floors are the same way, and you can add anything on top. Some rugs are easier to remove stain than others, but I also had heard that if you can use club soda to dab that, also that's a good way to remove. But I think the biggest thing when I hear people talking, and I get tons of emails about this from my readers, is the shedding issue.
Green Chef is a delicious delight any time of year, but especially during the holidays. What a wonderful vision to behold as the Green Chef boxes on your doorstep. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating well. And it makes eating well so easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat a more balanced diet. So let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season. And if you've got guests coming, shop Green Bundles. They're now available at the Green Market. It's your one-stop shop for nutritious grab-and-go breakfasts, including vegan options, brunch kits, wholesome lunches, ready-to-eat snacks, veggie sides, and more. You can feel your best this December and do your best with Green Chef because they offset 100% of the delivery emissions as well as 100% of the plastic in every box. Go to greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT and get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT to get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. Inevitably, with the new year come wellness goals. One very effective and easy to reach goal is to add Dose to your wellness regime. Dose is expertly formulated organic wellness shots that support your liver in one delicious drink. formulated with ingredients clinically shown to support liver health. Potent turmeric, milk thistle, and ginger. There's 0 sugar and 0 calories. Did you know that your liver performs over 500 special functions? Since I learned all that my liver is doing, I started with Dose to support all those vital functions. I take a shot of refreshing Dose 2 times per week to combat everyday toxins from food, meds, alcohol, and unhealthy air. Since starting with Dose about a month ago, I am definitely feeling an overall improvement in my health. So if you want to give Dose a shot and invest in your health like I have, Dose is offering DTT listeners 15% off your first order, plus an additional 15% off if you subscribe for a monthly delivery. That's 30% off your first order. So go to dosedaily.co/DTT and use the code DTT. That's dosedaily.co.co/DTT and use the code DTT.
Yeah. And, the interesting thing about the rugs is we're talking about the natural fiber rugs, but I also want to bring up that there is a lot that goes into choosing what size you should get. And yes, we really need to link up our episode on how you choose the right size. So go in the show notes to find that one. That's
we say really go big or go home, right, girl?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. How about these I know we're all natural and everything today, but there are the polypropylene rugs that are made to look like sisals, because we should note that, like I tried to then banish the Abaca rug to the porch thinking, well, I can at least use it out there. No, you really can't. None of these rugs can be used outdoors. If it's a true natural fiber rug, unless you're talking about a, core doormat, which still I wouldn't leave out in the pouring rain. Usually you'd have it like covered or a porch or something like that. So none of these are really going to work in your on your patio or anything like that. They're going to break down in the sun and they're not going to do well. But there are those unnatural sisal-like polypropylene rugs on the market, which are the indoor-outdoor, which look pretty great. And if you're going for a very flat weave and you really are worried about spillage or pet stains or anything like that, and you're going to layer another rug on top of it, you could probably get away with that type of rug as well. And you're not going to have the shedding either. Mm-hmm. Have any of you ever purchased one of those?
No, but I definitely use that on my porch as long as it doesn't give off any bad vapors or anything like that.
Right. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about one of those to delineate my patio. We have the patio stones, and then, of course, you put the furniture around that you want it. But just like in a living room, like an indoor room, I really am craving a rug to sort of corral it all and have everything on there. So that's what I'm thinking about doing out there, because I don't want to introduce a stripe or anything. I don't want the rug to be the star, which is really something that I love about the sisals and the jutes and all the other natural wovens is they definitely are supporting players to any decor, and they don't have to be the star. Because sometimes when you buy a rug, it's like, look at my rug,
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I'd be even willing to put those on my porch. And we have a big patio. Putting that on the patio, like under where we eat, would be really beautiful, or under where we have our chairs and our coffee tables on the patio. I think that is a wonderful idea. As a matter of fact, I'd love you to link a couple of those in the show notes.
Okay.
Because I'd be really interested in seeing them.
Okay. Great. Well, what is so interesting is every time that our listener, Pat B, emails us, she's always got something insightful. And I think she inspired a recent podcast that we did, and we were talking about her again. So Pat,
we love hearing from her. Hi,
we love hearing. Yeah,
I feel like she's a friend.
Well, everybody is, right? But Pat has really got us. We're getting a lot of emails from Pat, and they're great. And the most recent we got was a tip. And you know how we're doing our listener tips of the day. So Pat writes in, hey, how about those ugly cold air returns? Everybody's got them. Mm-hmm. And Pat has her own solution. She says, put a wall ledge shelf a few inches below it. And then you can put some decor on there, not to block the airflow or to impede what the cold air return is supposed to do, but just a few pieces so you're not seeing that. And
Ding,
she
ding,
has
ding.
sent a
That's
picture.
great.
Yeah, she sent a picture of how she has designed one in her bedroom where she had this cold air return in this really odd, weird spot. And I think in a lot of homes, when the builders create the homes, they're just, they kind of want to get in and out, or they're not designers. And so they don't think, if I put this here, how are these people going to decorate around this? So they just put it in the weirdest spot. So ding, 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 Pat B, thank you very much for that great tip. So much fun today. I really thought I knew everything that I needed to know, especially about when I had my negative experience with the rugged nails. But I learned a lot. I hope you guys did too. We had a few people had asked for an episode like this. Mm-hmm. So that's for you guys and for everybody else. Remember, we're here to inspire you to create a beautiful home. Until next time. Hey, everybody. We want to thank you so much for listening to Decorating Tips and Tricks. And we want to make it even easier for you to listen. And it's easier if you subscribe. You just click the subscribe button on our website, www.decoratingtipsandtricks.com, or you can subscribe through Apple Podcast or any of your favorite podcast listeners. When you subscribe, DTT comes free right to you 3 days a week. So until next time.